And it's because that art is there, and it triggers all kinds of creative impulses. One of which is very interesting. There's a ton of fan art that I've noticed, which is about downtime. Like this scene is basically what you're doing. Can I look? Yeah. Cool. It's downtime, and the funny thing is, like, characters never get downtime in the actual book because they might be doing this for like 5 minutes, but then the Germans are attacking, and you've got to go do stuff because you're taught as a writer to jump to the action, to get going, to get the story going. But in real life, these characters are like the fans. They're like friends. And in real life, you just hang out with your friends sometimes. You're not always fleeing the Germans or overthrow the Ottoman Empire. Sometimes you're just watching TV. So there's lots of fan art and fan fiction of people just hanging out. And we even started to reflect this a little bit in some of the illustrations we did. It's like, we're not going to write a 15-page scene of them reading a newspaper, but I just thought it would be cool to show them hanging out just a little bit. And of course, there are lots of images like this, which are about downtime, with maybe a little bit of touching, and sometimes a little bit of accidental touching, and sometimes a little bit of intentional. And this proves once again that adding pictures does not shut off anyone's imagination. No, it does not. So as I put more on my blog, and it started becoming the most popular part of my blog, and I was like, I would write 2,000-word essay about the evils of censorship, and they were like, when is Fan Art Friday coming? Okay, and I started to look at more fan art and think more about it, and I realized that it's not just illustrated books that get it. There are, of course, there's also cosplay, which happens across all genres. This is a great cosplayer who's doing, who's dressing up like Darren and Alex's daughter, who's finding their stuff and checking it out. I love this girl who dyed her hair so that she can cosplay as both Darren and Alex with trick photography. And I love this remix of an old propaganda poster. But of course, it's not just my books that get fan art. Here we are with the characters from Holly Black's Tide series. And true to my theory, they're not actually having the fairy war. They're just hanging out on the couch. And here is, of course, Jace from The Mortal Instruments. And this is from Heather Brewer, Vladimir Todd. And even non-fantastical stuff like Will Grayson, like David Levitan and John Green has fan art. It's not just fantasy stuff. It's not just crazy other worlds. Everybody gets fan art. Here's some 13 little blue envelopes fan art. And as I read, looked at more and more of this, I said, okay, I get it. Maybe we're all writing illustrated novels now. Maybe the novels are still being illustrated. Maybe that form still exists. And it's still alive. It just doesn't happen in the book. It happens elsewhere. And maybe this great interaction we have with fans and with the people who read and who want to interact with the text, maybe that's where the illustration happens now. We're all writing illustrated novels. That which the evil camera took away has been given back to us by the good and beneficent internet.